we've been talking about the consultation paper.
Yes.
Together Gibraltar conducted a survey on the paper. What was the response like?
So quite a lot of the responses we had were, they were very much concerned that 16-year-olds wouldn't have what we dubbed political maturity. So that's the notion that they wouldn't have the correct tools or skill sets in order to be able to answer questions, say, related around tax reforms or stuff that necessarily, possibly education doesn't inherently teach you. The fact of the matter is that what Together Gibraltar did, and what I especially was really passionate about, was finding out, one, asking the people, two, contemplating, was this correct? The fact of the matter is that academic sources didn't actually indicated that 16-year-olds were in fact very politically mature. And one of the things that they emphasized, and one of the things that I very much believe in, is the fact that political maturity is not age-based. The fact of the matter is a 16-year-old can be more politically mature. I was very politically mature when I was 16 than a 40-year-old. A 40-year-old could turn around and just not have an interest in politics, for example. So one of the things that I really, really want to push forward is that 16-year-olds should be allowed to vote. And that also, I'm out here having this conversation with you guys, but why isn't the government, and why aren't we asking 16 and 17-year-olds what we think, and also what they think, sorry. And also, why isn't the opposition possibly, bringing up more of this stuff?
Yeah.
That's one of the main points.
Well, your statement also mentions that it would give young people a voice in decisions, as you're saying, they're very political aware. What kind of issues do you think would engage young people at this point?
Well, previously, the abortion referendum, 16-year-olds were allowed to vote in that referendum. And I feel as if giving the youth the ability to vote will open politics to a more diverse and more, in the sense, maybe youth mental health, which I know we've had an issue with. So I believe Gemma Vasquez said that 312 312 children were seen last year. So it could open basically the political arena to more youth-based issues.
Okay, do you think that people in general in Gibraltar, as in the wider public, are supportive of lowering the voting age to 16, or do you think that they think that 16 is too young and too immature?
From what we have seen in our survey results, quite a few people are very concerned about it, for the sole fact that they look at their 16-year-old selves, or they look at their children and they think, oh, possibly they wouldn't be able to vote. I really want to dispel that myth, and I really want to debunk that myth, because the fact of the matter is that A-level and GCSE students are constantly taught within even the mark scheme that you have to be politically motivated. So this notion of protecting them, or maybe they're not mature enough to vote, is instantly dispelled by that alone. But I really want to come on here and be like, look, it's fine, give them a chance to vote and they will amaze you.
Well, interestingly, there are European countries, for example, Austria, who've already lowered the voting age to 16. However, New Zealand, just over the last couple of days, have gone against that, and they haven't lowered the voting age to 16. Do you think does that encourage you at all or discourage you? How do you feel about that?
I believe that in certain contexts, maybe possibly, certain contexts obviously influence how political decisions are made. I understand that New Zealand did in fact raise the voting age, and that Austria has lowered it. Statistically, and what I've seen from academic sources, raising the voting age, interestingly enough, this happened in Japan, in fact caused civic engagement to go down. I wonder if we'll see in New Zealand possibly civic engagement, dropping within it's too early to tell, but from what I've seen in the academic side of things, is that interestingly enough, it does cause civic engagement to fall.